Hello, hello, and hello to all of my Geminis. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading, Geminis. Happy Sunday. It may be Saturday where you are, depending on what day you're watching this video. But this video is for the 9th of April through the 9th of May. All right, Geminis, let's go. Let's see what your cards have to say. All right, let's see. I want to see what your cards have to say, Geminis. All right, so now that the rose-colored glasses have been gently removed from your eyes, that was this full moon in Libra that we had on the 6th of this month. Now it's time for you to start this process of closing out this cycle strong, airtight. So here we have. Somebody could have a guardian angel that's really trying to tell you, to look at things from a higher frequency, that you can nourish yourself. You can be creative by yourself. You can do this on your own, right? So you could be married, you could be single, you could be partnered or whatever, but somebody is really trying to encourage you to see things from an expanded point of view, like leave the past in the past and move on from something. Even though it could have been deeply disappointing and heartbreaking for you, you have a real shot at this right here, the King of Pentacles. This is the wealthiest card in the deck. So you have a real shot of being around people who are just as loyal to you as you're to them. You have a real shot of being around people who are secure just like you are. It's like their energy is reciprocal. Hopefully you know what I'm saying. Like, you, not just people who are, their career is just as successful as yours, they're just as prosperous as you are. Like, you have a real shot of being around people who are on your frequency. So source is saying, when you look back at something that could have been deeply disappointing or deeply heartbreaking for you, I see you being able to put your own demons under submission, whatever those demons are, right? Any insecurities, any instabilities, any things that makes you that angry and frustrated. Remember, the enemy, we're talking about the devil, it's not a person, right? A lot of people think people are their enemies, but their demons are their enemies, and sometimes they don't mix with your demons. So if you look at it from an expanded view, then it'll be a whole lot easier to say, you know how sometimes Gemini people will meet people and it's like, no, I don't really vibe with that person. I'm not really sure what it is. It's something about their energy that it's not on my same frequency. Go with that. Go with that very first mind. It's not on my frequency. So that way you don't have to wait for something to happen before you go, oh. But a lot of times what people do is that they'll overthink it. Well, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm paranoid. And maybe this. Go with your first mind always. Go with God always. Always choose God, right? Always choose your highest self. So that's what Source wants somebody to do. And that was the whole purpose of somebody going with something, is just like choosing God. And then also thinking that sometimes things slip under the radar or through the cracks, Gemini. Source is saying to you, instead of beating yourselves up, Gemini, think, what was going on in my life that I didn't see, that I didn't want to hear? Was I grieving something? Was I so hurt? I just wanted some distractions in my life to take my mind off some things. Like, what was it? So I do see somebody at a higher frequency. I see somebody not only at a higher frequency, I see somebody breaking some kind of generational chains, cycles, or curses. I do see somebody finally moving on from something, and being booked and busy instead of burdened. I do see you focusing on your legacy wealth, right? And so that means, if somebody felt like they left out of love or left out of business or left out of something that you feel like, that was distracting you from moving on from something. Sources like, that's who you used to be. You used to be emotionally wounded from something, but I do see some kind of money coming your way. Could be tax refund, depending on what part of the world you're in. Bottom line is, Sources saying, I'm trying to take you from 5 of Pentacles to 10 of Pentacles, feeling like you're left out of something, and things are going to move rather fast for you. So I do see somebody not only moving on from something, but I see your business picking up, being booked and busy, lots of creative ideas coming through. So Congratulations to you all. This card came out upright nightmare. Something could have been a real nightmarish situation for you in the past. But again, like I said before, as heartbroken and as deeply disappointed as you have been, just keep our vibrations high. Forgiveness is always an option, right? And so when we talked about that pink moon that we have, remember this pink stone right here, the rose quartz, also love stone, stone of forgiveness, self-love, all of those things that's going to keep you focused on saying, hey, I need to make some real serious changes here. I need to move on. It's all love. Let me just ascend higher. Let me just break that chain. Let me break that cycle. Let me break that curse. Here we have the moon card. We have the ace of wands, the tower card, the nine of cups, the eight of pentacles, and also the four of pentacles. And so source doesn't want somebody to overthink this. The four of pentacles lets me know that source is further reiterating from a higher frequency. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your energy, because it'll cause you to get upset. And it really cause somebody to get upset and emotionally drained. So when we see this tower card, there could be several things that's happening here. We have the the moon card, right? So something from your past is trying to rear its ugly head and trying to drain you. Could have been somebody talking about you behind your back. Could have been somebody telling you somebody was talking about you behind your back. Could have been something from your past trying to rear its ugly head. But sources like at a higher frequency, you've already broken generational cycles, chains, curses. Believe it or not, that nightmare is you get a real opportunity to speak other things into existence. And so I'm saying wish fulfillment for you. So make sure your wishes are, no low vibration, no fear, no doubt, no uncertainty about your own future. Because again, the enemy, when I talk about the enemy, I'm talking about the devil. The enemy's goal is to keep everybody in a state of confusion, everybody fighting, everybody thinking the worst about people, and all just chaos. That's what the enemy loves, chaos and confusion. So source is constantly sending messages to you that you will have a great life. You just have to decide what to turn away from. Like, see here, this person right here, like something that may have happened in your past was so, like I said, so much of a nightmare that it could have kept you in that space of not being able to see the blessings coming your way, because something just kept triggering you, like to turn back. Something just kept popping up in your spirit, something that was really really traumatic. That's the downside of going along with the flow of everything, is that it'll keep coming back up until you learn how to completely close out cycles. And so your third eye is wide open, and source is trying to tell you to move on, like physically move on from something. And since we see this fire here, this is a great time to talk about the waning gibbous moon phase. We're currently in a waning gibbous moon phase. Waning gibbous moon phase is when this moon is starting to wane from this full moon. So it's now no longer fully illuminated. It's not fully 100% illuminated, but it's illuminated enough for you to start the process of decreasing, banishing, repelling, cleansing away any negativity. Now that the rose-colored glasses have been lifted, you see things for what they really are. It's time to start the process. It's time to start the process of writing down what you want to let go of and burn it, including any negative self-talk. It's also time to make moon water if you want to do that. Some people believe in making moon water. Some people don't. If you don't know how to, there are tons of videos online. You can teach you how to make moon water and the significance of it. There's also, you can do cleansing of your home and your space. You can also write down all the things that you're thankful for. You can also reflect on your goals and what you need to do to reach those goals. And then you can also take a cleansing ritual bath if you want. So we have the Dame of Pentacles, the Sun card, the Six of Swords, the Seven of Swords. We also have the Ten of Swords and also the Eight of Swords. Wow. So there's a lot of thinking going on here. Like I said, somebody has definitely been traumatized by something in your past, but this is where your healing lies. Your healing lies in your purpose. What is your purpose? A lot of people say, well, what is my purpose? I'm not really sure what my purpose is. You know it's your purpose, not only if you're passionate about it, but if you feel like this mental clarity, like you feel motivated to do it, you feel energized, you feel rejuvenated, you literally feel personally powerful. We're not talking about 3D job titles. We're talking about like a person who says, I know I'm a healer. I just don't know how to heal people, right? So, I know that people keep coming to me for help, and they always feel like they tell me they feel better after they talk to me or they're in my presence or whatever the case may be. So maybe your purpose is to heal people, right? And so you can use your life. You can use your life um, as an example to help heal people, through there. But you also have to be delivered from embarrassment, fear, shame, uncertainty. If I'm giving away too much information, are they going to use it against me? Hey, release it. Release it. That's something you can be delivered from. But anyway, here we have the Eight of Swords, the Ten of Swords. We also have the Seven of Swords and also the Six of Swords. So I do see somebody may have been depressed about something for quite some time, Gemini. But I do see somebody finally saying, you know what, why am I overthinking this? That's self-sabotage for me to just keep on overthinking this. There's something else that's going on that's already been exposed. Like, am I kind of holding on to something? Like, what is it? And I do see you eventually saying, let me go ahead and sail away from this. Let me just move on from something. Let me move on. And so I do see you feeling better, as you move on from something. So congratulations to you all. Here are the questions for you as we get ready to get prepared this week to close out this cycle. Last quarter moon phase kicks off on the 13th of this month, just in case people like to write down dates, or if you have a moon calendar, you'll see it on your moon calendar. But here's some questions you want to ask yourself when we prepare to get ready to close out this cycle. First question you want to ask yourself is, what are your top 3 priorities this week, this month, and this year? The second question is, what are your biggest fears? Third question is, do you have specific daily rituals and routines that nourish you? Fourth question is, do you reward yourself when you accomplish something? And then last but not least is, how much of your day or week do you block out for self-care and personal development? Those are some questions that maybe you want to, maybe you think will help you, during this week to just kind of sort of, now that, like I said before, rose-colored glasses have kind of been lifted, and you're looking at some things that could have been like a nightmare to you, and you could have been overthinking it and just like replaying it, and it looked like it could have caused somebody some kind of trauma, quite frankly. Looking at the cards here, and this much overthinking, when I see the Nine of Swords, it really literally could have been a nightmare for somebody. Like, good grief, like I survived that, right? And so nothing is yet set in stone. And the reason why it says this is because, and this is mutable, you're a mutable sign. And unless you take some action to ascend higher, see things from an expanded view, and see that it's time for you to initiate the change. This whole cycle has really been about initiating change. Like, you gotta take the first step to ascend higher. And move forward beyond something. And so when you'll start seeing major change when you do Six of Swords, that's moving on beyond this nightmare physically, not looking back, and just admitting to yourself that it was a nightmare. Something could have really, really been a nightmare for you, both in your personal and your professional life. It is trying to rear its ugly head, but remember, you're divinely protected. So this Tower moment, lets me know that you are you're divinely protected. And if anyone is wishing anything on you, any harm or whatever, like I said, you're divinely protected. That could come right back to them. So don't even worry about somebody trying to use some kind of devil worship or witchcraft or anything to try to hurt you from the past. You don't have anything to worry about. Just move forward. So focus on what pleases you. Whatever what pleases you. We're talking about your sacral chakra. Whatever brings you joy. Whatever, increases your creativity. Whatever, is healthy. A healthy range of emotions, whatever, that's connected to anything that just really makes you happy. Like, only you know that. Like, you're unique from other Geminis. That's why you have a unique birth chart. Everybody does. But whatever nurtures you, like, look up your moon sign, see what sets you apart from other Geminis, and do what makes you happy for you. Somebody's going to feel 1,000% better because they chose themselves. And so this is really what it's all about. Like, somebody's really been through a nightmare, and it could have been personally or professionally, and it looked like somebody was just like emotionally just drained, couldn't even really see anything ahead of them because they were just drained. But Source is saying it's all turning around. It's all turning around. All you need to do is physically move on from it. Here we have loss. So sometimes you learn true offering through loss. You make a passionate invitation for love to take over and bring her own plan instead of the ego's. And so love would be God, right? God is love. So that's what I'm saying for you all. Let's pull a number card and your affirmation card, and let's go ahead and close this out, Gemini. But you all can do it. You all can move past this. You can move past whatever nightmares you've been through, Geminis, and you know, dancing on the other side of it. Here we have 30. I am imaginative. You are an original, innovative thinker and an excellent communicator. You have a great talent for using creativity to convey your ideas, and your optimistic attitude has an uplifting effect on others. I am imaginative. And then, last but not least, let's pull an affirmation card and let's go ahead and close this out. Let's go ahead and close this out. Let's go ahead and close this out. Letting go. Yep, time to let go of something. I release what I can't control. I let go of doubt. I will not allow fear to stop me. I say goodbye to all that blocks my growth. I am weightless, free from burdens. I am shifting my perspective. I am free from regret. Failure is a helpful feedback. Yep, that is what I have for you. I will see you on Motivational Monday. Bye.